No, 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 not pause. Reset. Timer, 60 minutes. And start. Okay, great. Apparently it's 69, but it should be enough. I think I've been up here for 7 minutes, watching some clothing and all that. It's just, yeah. So I was just looking at Wikipedia here, and in regards of course, there can be some issues with Wikipedia and all that, but anyway, historicism. Historicism is the method of interpretation of Christian eschatology, which interprets biblical prophecies as actually historical events and identifies symbolic beings with historical persons or societies in the history of the church. This interpretation was favored by the Protestant reformers. All Protestants knew who the Antichrist was. This was like second nature to them. Every Protestant knew who the Antichrist was. They knew because they knew the Bible, and they knew history, and they knew prophecy. And yet, the so-called Protestants today, the world is running back to the Antichrist, which is very, very sad to see how the world is reacting. And it's interesting as well, right? The world is allowed to talk about a pagan New Year, a pagan Christmas or Yule, a pagan Easter, a pagan Halloween, and so forward, and all that based on a pagan calendar. And, Sunday bullshit, and, as a day of rest and all that. Anyway, the world is allowed to that, right? But if you begin to talk about the real New Year, or the real festivals in the Bible and all that, now you're a preacher, apparently. Now you stop preaching, stop preaching. Or, the same thing with evolution, right? Evolution is everywhere found in society, at family, school, television and all that and whatever. People talk about evolution like it's true, They just like, in Denmark anyway. 82% of the Danish people believe in pagan satanic evolution. Yeah. So, and they will say, well, and then they talk about it like it's, it's like they just talk about it, right? They don't even observe that they're actually talking about it. But talk about a young Earth in regards to creationism and all that. Oh, now you're preaching. Apparently, now it's not okay to talk about that. You see, now you're preaching. That's just yeah. But what do you think you're doing all the time? The thing is, I guess you don't observe it when you actually, but when you begin to find out about creation and all that, and all these people talking about evolution, pagan satanic evolution, it's just there again and again and again and again. It's just incredible. But talk about, creation and all that, now you're preaching. They give you the preaching card. Oh, you're preaching, now you're preaching and all that. I'm just telling you the truth, you're telling me lies, deceptions, and all that. I'm just telling you the truth, and now I'm preaching, and I'll give me a break, So that's one of the cards that they will use, So it's not okay to talk about the truth, but it's okay to talk about lies and deceptions. Is that what you're telling me? I'm getting fed up with these, with this world. It's utterly disgusting. And telling their children about Satan claws and Easter rabbits laying eggs and all that bullshit, gnomes and tooth fairy and whatever, You have to be kidding me. What an evil, sick, disgusting world, lying to their children. It's incredible, but that's okay. That's apparently okay to do, but tell them the truth? No, that's not okay. It's just, everything is just turned upside down in this wicked world. Anyway, so let's see. It goes on in regards of symbolic beings with historical persons or societies in the history of the church. This interpretation was favored by the Protestant reformers such as John Wycliffe and Martin Luther, as well as other prominent figures such as Isaac Newton. Yeah, Isaac Newton as well. Yes, the scientist. Well, I think he might have had other problems, but I've not gone deeper into it. But he did a lot of research in regards to biblical things. So, for example, one of the what did you call it? In regards to Daniel, that's actually Isaac Newton. It's a quotation. One of these things that when I was looking into it, it was actually a quotation from Isaac Newton, just right there in the Bible commentary. And I usually don't use commentaries, but sometimes I'll just look at something to see what. But overall, just go for the Bible. The Bible, and the Bible will interpret the Bible. So many people use outside things. It is just, And I'm not saying that you cannot learn anything from the outside. Like from other Christians. Having done study them, but you really have to be careful because it's the Bible that is the foundation in regards of, and of course, following our Master in truth. Anyway, according to this interpretation, the beast and the false prophet were most commonly identified with the papacy in its political and religious aspects. Yeah, every single Protestant knew who the Antichrist was. I see here. It says, beast wearing papal tiara from Martin Luther's translation of the New Testament from 1522. Aww. I guess that could have been a better image, but anyway, I've seen better. But yeah, they had a lot of images, anti-Catholic images, because it's the truth. You see, it quickly becomes anti-Catholic, right? Or Catholic bashing or whatever. They always use. The devil uses the slick ways of, to count the truths with lies and deceptions. But then it actually goes on to in regards of Seventh-day Adventist, and I'm like, just tell people that every single Protestant knew who the Antichrist was. It's not even, you can just go back and look in the books. It's not it shouldn't be a secret anyway. There's a lot of people don't know in our days, don't know the history of. We had a lot of people standing for the truth in the old days, and now today it does seem pretty empty. The only ones that I pretty much know of in Denmark actually standing for truth in regards to the Antichrist, although having some issues for sure, but that's pretty much the Seventh-day Adventist, and I wouldn't suggest they have other issues, but. This is one thing they actually get correct, They actually get a lot of things correct, actually. But there are some weird things as well. But there's a lot of good information from the Seventh-day Adventist as well. You can learn from, I guess, nearly every single nomination. You can pretty much, I guess I probably didn't learn anything in regards of the Mormons as such, But, the Jehovah's Witnesses have the name correct, although, rejecting that Yeshua is Jehovah. So they have information on that. The Seventh-day Adventists have a lot of focus on the Antichrist, as the Protestants had in the past. That is a group that keeps some of the festivals, the real biblical festivals, but the connection stopped after I began talking about the Antichrist, who the Antichrist was. So I never got to meet these people. I just, talk with one of their guys over the internet. And I don't really know where they're actually located as such. So anyway, but I guess they had a problem in regards, it should be something that every Christian knows. But of course, we know that Jesus out there and the devil's children, working deception and lies and all that, and singing love songs to the Antichrist and all that bullshit. But anyway, it says, the identification of the papacy is a viewpoint echoed by Seventh-day Adventist writers. According to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the image to the beast represents Protestant Church. But anyway, which will form an alliance with the papacy, and the mark of the beast refers to the future universal Sunday law. I think they got that wrong. It's not a Sunday law, but of course Sunday is the first day of the week. But it's not. That's not the thing that is, the number. We are getting told what the number is. It's the number 666, and it's a number of a man, and it's a number of the beast, So anyway, Adventists have interpreted the number of the beast, 666, as corresponding to the Latin title Vicarius Filii Dei of the Pope. The number 666 is calculated by using a form of gematria where only the letters which refer to Latin numerals are counted. I don't think it's only the Seventh-day Adventists that would have used that. I think we have a lot of other Protestant sources that use that in regards of the number 666. But overall, yeah, the number 666 can also be connected with sun worship in regards of, for example, taking the magic square of the sun. The magic square of the sun, which makes the number 666. Oh, really? It makes the number 666? Yeah, it makes the number 666. Oh, it's the magic square of the sun? Yeah, it's the magic square of the sun, the solar deity bullshit. Anyway, so yeah. But of course, no one tells you these things, right? Because no one wants to stand on truth anymore, apparently. And so it goes on to other, it's like, oh yeah, but that's just other interpretations of in regards of Wikipedia and all that. It shouldn't be, we should keep to the Bible, right? And the Bible, we interpretate the Bible by the Bible. I pretty much think that Roman Catholicism is the system that is the pinnacle of biblical, exposure. The Bible pretty much totally, let's see, I have what I write here. There's no other system that the Bible exposes to such heights than Roman Catholicism. And I think that's true. You have so much against this system, so much, that exposes the system. Yeshua talking about the system, the book of Revelation, of course, that's Yeshua again, of course. And you have all these things where you learn more and more and more. And the more you know the Bible, and be aware and be careful of Roman Pharisee Paulus, okay? But overall, the more you know the Bible, the less likely you are to be deceived. But of course, a lot of people are actually just running with Roman Pharisee Paulus and end up in total lawlessness and actually attackers of those trying to keep, guard, protect, and preserve. And what is the last word I'm looking for? And actually preserve. It's a very close to preserve. The word preserve. Preserve and preserve. I can't remember the word. It's run out of my brain at the moment. But the commandments of Jehovah and the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. Observe. That's So preserve and observe the commandments of Jehovah. And that's the saints according to the Bible, So, if anyone are doing otherwise in regards of hewing down the law and destroying the law and making up man-made doctrines like, Rome and the AntiChrist, thinking to change times and laws and all that. If you really want to know a lot of history and all that, you go to the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. That's pretty much the pinnacle in the Bible of exposing. That's other pieces, other places, but these two books are pretty much the center point for what is going on in the world. And prophesying about what happens happens in the world at the moment, and has happened in the past. And of course, it was written before that. It was written as a prophecy, and we see the fulfillment of these things. It's like the book of Daniel have around 2,500, I think at least 2,500 years of history. Now the Bible, of course, overall has all the history from the very beginning to the end. So so it's laying it out there for us. But there's a lot of bullshit out there, and be careful of wolves in sheep clothing. It's very sad. There's a lot of liars and deceivers. Just take the evolution thing, for example. I've seen a lot of these Catholic priests, pagan Catholic priests, and they even heard that the Antichrist would say that God couldn't have done it in any other way. Really? Really? Because that's not what my Bible says, That's not what the scriptures say. So, of course, he's false anyway, It's the unholy faker, the high pagan priest of solar worship, Did I say Pontifex Maximus? I think I did say that, didn't I? The high pagan priest of solar worship, with all this bullshit and deception and lies and murderer of souls and so forward. Don't enter this system. The whole is a wicked system. And I don't know how anyone could be partakers of this system, but apparently there's a lot of evil people in the world. I guess we all have issues, but, how could you even, and with all that information that is out there, how could anyone be part of this Roman Catholic bullshit system, Romanism? I don't understand that. I don't really understand how anyone could be partakers of this, It's just, it's so clear from the Bible, I think, that this system is, and, you can't change scripture, So, I think it's pretty clear. Very clear, actually. Very, 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 very clear. There's no other organization that fits like a hand in the glove like Roman Catholicism in regards of biblical prophecy. It's incredible, It's just... okay, so let's see here. Do I have... 52 minutes actually should be enough in regards to my chicken. Okay, let's turn it off. 52 minutes should be enough. Anyway. Now chicken is not as good as red meat in regards of keeping my issues at bay, but or helping. But at least it's not making things worse. There's no sugar in it. So and sugar, I have problems with sugar. Now I'm getting off topic. Sorry about that. I think I have a fungal issue. I guess many people have fungal issues and don't realize it, but I think mine are a little more. It's making havoc in me, for sure. In any case, so just be careful of wolves in sheep clothing, and take care. There's a lot of deception out there. And in regards of evolution, that's pagan bullshit. You can follow it back to India. Now the Indian in India today, not the Indians, the other, but in India, I think it was they still believe like 2 million years old and all that. And of course, that's evolution has evolved in some sense, to 13.8 billion years and all that. I think the Indians was like saying 2 million or something like that. 2 or 4. I think it's 2. But anyway, of course, it evolves. It progresses. You can actually see history where they begin to set the date longer and longer and further back, in regards to now. And now coming up to 13.8 billion years, right? One of these, numbers they just pretty much draw out from the, butthole, pretty much. I guess that's not so nice to say, but, it's incredible. It's just disgusting. They hate, there's an agenda. You really have to divide real science from false science. Because they have pretty much put paganism into science. Yeah. They have taken satanic paganism and now they make it out to be, science, which is utter bullshit. And of course, if you're not on that agreement in regards of this pagan satanic bullshit and help promotes it, and actually as a creationist, you might end up losing your job. Yep. You might lose because there's an agenda behind these things. And people that believe in creationism is seen as nutcases. Yeah. People standing for what is actually found in the Bible and real science that we can observe and test and, and so forward. It's just incredible. This utterly disgusting. It took me 30 years to figure out, 30 years I never heard anything theory of creationism. Never heard it. Never heard the other side. Never ever heard it. 30 years, and I'm coming by this video that's called 100 Reasons Why Evolution is Stupid, and I'm like, that's stupid, because everybody, of course, knows that evolution is true, right? Yeah, well, not the Bible, at least, and not God, So I saw that, and that began a road down, months and months and months of research. And I'm pretty, evolution is a pagan, satanic lie. It's nothing to do with truth, Anyway, so, just, there's a lot of bullshitters out there. Anyway, it's going to be nice with some food as well, some chicken. It's a little time since I had chicken. I put a lot of chili and garlic, and it's also antibacterial, antifungal things and all that. But and salt as well, of course. And it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. The thing is, chicken. Usually the best on the chicken is actually the legs. I just there's a piece on on the back of the chicken, which you can just like this, like with the mouth, and you get a good 2 good pieces on the back, and they are pretty good as well, But overall, it's pretty much the leg thing that is, and of course they don't have all the goodies from the inside, the liver and the hearts and all that. That's again, taking our nutrition away from us, so we're not getting the nutrition that we. It's just stupid, Yeah, but people don't want it and so forward. Well, that's that choice, But you're taking away my good nutrition, Well, the problem is it's pretty impossible to find chickens that is not slaughtered to Allah, a false god. Man, I don't want to defile myself. So it's like, what was it, 95% of the chickens in Denmark is slaughtered to Allah? Really? A so-called Christian nation? Well, it's just utter bullshit, actually, in regards. So if we are a Christian nation, maybe we should just, get our act together. And it's actually shameful that we have had 500 years to read the Bible, and yet this is where we are at this very instant. We have had 500 years to read the Bible, and this is the point we are today. That's utter bullshit. That's utter nonsense. Haven't you read in the Bible in regards to the festivals of Jehovah, and yet we're keeping to these pagan bullshit traditions, and the churches are promoting them? It's just incredible. How disgusting is this world, And the priest, that stands in the state church and all that, they actually should stand for truth, are bullshitters pretty much. They are utter nonsensical bullshitters, I don't know if that's what's the correct word, but, nonsensical, they're just bullshitters, filling the people with a lot of deceptions and lies. Sunday to gathering? Was that the day that Yeshua gathered together in the meeting house? Oh, no, that was actually the last day of the week, right? The blessed, sanctified, set-apart day of, the day that was made holy. Blessings of that day, Now, let's keep Sunday instead, right? Let's just do the exact opposite of what Jehovah has instructed us to do, and just do the first day of the week, right? And of course, most people in Denmark are so deceived, so they don't even know that Sunday is the first day of the week. Because in 1973, when we entered the Roman European Union, the 7th day became the 6th day, and the first day became the last day, according to man-made decree. Well, we don't care about man-made decree, because God's law trumps man-made bullshit. And that's just how it is. Anyway, God didn't change anything, He still stands on His word, and that's what it is. Anyway, and then we have Christ Mass, going back to the Antichrist and his blasphemous Mass. You have Yule, we call it Yule in Denmark, which goes back to Yulna, which goes back to Odin. Yeah, it actually goes back to the false god Odin. Yeah, so we have another pagan link, and it's all pagan bullshit, And of course, it's not the spirit of truth, Oh, the spirit of Christ Mass. Oh yeah, lying, deceiving, drinking, whoring, and so forward and all that, doing paganistic things and all that. Oh yeah. Well, that doesn't seem like the spirit of the biblical, No, of truth, right? It's just incredible. And of course, we have Easter as well, for a pagan goddess instead of the real Passover. It's just incredible. How disgusting is this world? I don't understand it. How can people not stand on truth, And it took a long time to figure out, that, all these liars out there are not standing for the truth. And some of these actually know that these things are going on and that it's pagan and all that, and yet not telling the people. All the priests in the churches should speak about these things. They should change, they should repent and turn back to the word of God. And yet they are deceiving, lying and all that, and bullshitting the people with pagan traditions like the pagan New Year of Janus, right? The Roman pagan New Year of Janus with 2 heads and all that. Oh, we're just going to celebrate that. Oh, really? With some alcohol as well, of course, right? And all that other stupidity and all that. Yeah, but you do know it's not found in the Bible, right? You do know that it's nowhere to be found in the Bible that the New Year is in the winter. Yeah, but, whatever. Apparently, again, we don't care about the truth. And those that care about the truth might end up being deceived by these bullshitters out there doing the work of the devil. It's just incredible, Who is speaking truth in this world? Who is speaking truth? Because it's like, it's very few I see out there speaking truth, I actually can stand on what is actually found in the Bible. Even those proclaiming themselves Christians, yeah. It seems like they're actually the worst, At least the pagans know and is standing on truth in regards, yeah, it's pagan. Oh, it's pagan, yeah. But the Christians, the so-called proclaimed Christians, no. We have to go around and this, going around the Christmas tree, spouting deception and lies and ignorance and all that. Oh, it's nothing to do with paganism. Nothing to do with paganism. Really? Don't you have any eyes to see or ears to hear? Well, that's just incredible. What is this disgusting world? You have to be kidding me. You're not going to tell me a lie about these bullshit traditions, that's for sure, I'm not going to take, I'm not going to stand for these lies and deceptions. I'm not just because let's go along to get along and all that bullshit. No way. We're going to stand for truth and truth and truth. And that, all that bullshit down down the trash can, Why don't people want to stand on truth? Oh, you are a Judaizer, right? A legalist, an extremist, right? A fundamentalist, And we're a Jew, and so forward it goes, Whatever, bullshit, Utter nonsense, the tricks of the devil, Incredible. Do you think that Yeshua was keeping any of these pagan traditions? Absolutely not. What was he keeping? Well, the biblical ones found in the first 5 books of Moses. Yeah. The written 5 books of Moses. Oh, it's going to be nice with some food. Oh, yeah, I'm a little hungry. Breakfast, as we call it, Yep, meat as breakfast. Yeah, that's pretty much what I eat, I guess. Mostly meat and more meat. If I eat something else that has sugar in it and all that, it just kills me, it's just running amok in my body pretty much. That's very sad. If I had known what I know now, I could probably have turned it around 19 years ago, but it's just killing me little by little, and I guess we're all going to the grave, and it could be a lot worse. A lot of people out there has things that are a lot worse. It's very sad. It's a wicked world. It's a wicked world, With a lot of liars and deceivers out there. Wolves in sheep clothing, Then they are saying, yeah, well, in the churches we have Freemasons at the pulpit. Satanists. We have Satanists standing on the pulpit. The first thing you should do with that, talk to them and say, hey, if you're not going to stop being a Freemason, we're going to kick you out. And then you have people not even believing the Bible in regards to standing on the podium. get a child or, someone that can read, and get them up there and read the Bible, And be careful of Paulus. But, 5 books of Moses, listen to those, At least there's the truth, Instead of all this, these slick eels, that stands on the podium, and you tell them, I know that and all that. Well, boy, if you know it, why are you telling lies and deceptions, right? If you know that this is pagan, why are you continuing to promote it? You have to be kidding me. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, well, so, hey, so stop promoting that bullshit, right? Tell the people that this is pagan, you will not do it in this church, congregation, whatever. We're going back to the Bible, right? Is that too much? Apparently that's too much. Apparently that's too much, apparently. Don't tell the people the truth, Shouldn't we have the spirit of truth in us? I think that was the idea, right? We have the spirit of truth in us, right? But we can't stand for truth? That doesn't really make sense, does it? If we have the spirit of truth in us, we should stand for truth, right? We shouldn't run away from truth, right? And run to error and falsehood. I just... it doesn't make... It's just incredible how wicked a world and how wicked the people, You begin to see how the division goes in regards of when talking to people and all that. And most people don't have any ears to hear, They have no eyes to see. It's incredible. Anyway, I'm not going to stop speaking, about these things for sure, It's the truth. The truth stays the truth. And sometimes I do feel a little like, the devil plays a thing in regards of making me feel like bad about telling people the truth. Why would I feel bad about that? I really need to get over it. It's like sometimes I was like feeling a little bad that I actually did tell the truth. I shouldn't feel bad about that. What is wrong? I don't know why that sometimes happen, Because, it's like, I don't know why I would sometimes get into, I think the devil is playing a trick on me or something like that. Because the truth, of course, shouldn't feel bad by telling people the truth, right? But, you stand, talking to I don't know why. Sometimes I just, I get this sense, I don't know why. Because I shouldn't, of course I shouldn't. I should not feel bad about, telling the people the truth, but, absolutely not, They should feel bad for telling me lies, That's the thing, so, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's just I feel bad about, Well, of course, no, I shouldn't do that. There's no way why I should feel bad of telling people the truth, But yeah, I guess. Sometimes Satan has his tricks, Just look up a lexicon, right? Look up in a lexicon who is telling the truth and who is lying to you, right? And look in the Bible as well. The lexicon, you can just, some of these pagan traditions, they just say it outright in the lexicon. You just need to open the lexicon and look some words up, Apparently it's too hard. Apparently the books are too heavy nowadays. And you can even use Google as well, There's enough information out there on this bullshit. Anyway, have a good one. I want to eat, and may Jehovah bless you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you. Shalom and bye-bye.